Just coming outside. It is very late hour. Plane straight over my head, and I'm going to see if another one patrols. It's now, touching the midnight time slot. I am not sure of the time because the town hall clock round the corner, all the hands were pulled off it, and it has been the incorrect time for the last 2 weeks. So it's kind of telling me that there's been some sort of time slowing up or time confusion in my own thinking and in my own reality. I'm not quite sure why that would be, because I should be able to figure these things out, but I can't. So it just simply means that it's a very late of a night. So this is a quiet dead-end street now because it's very late of a night, but you still have, the planes surveilling and following you. I've basically had planes over my head wherever I went for the last few hours because I went down the street. And when you're a sitting duck in this particular suburb because they have strategically set up all the traffic and the planes systems to enable them to always be able to take over your mind by the use of sound. Sound is a vibration, everything is a vibration. And they disrupt your brain activity by doing this. Because if you've always got like the presence of loud vehicles, or at least most of the time, and they shouldn't even be on the road, and then you've got these patrol systems. See, look, this is very late of a night, but this same patrolling vehicle has come back down with the great big lights. That's the second time that same car has patrolled on this street just since I've been standing out here. This is very difficult to actually show or to prove because they know what you're doing, so they don't have to even show themselves. But I can't record, anything. I can only show a split second of my actual human life. So this is the same patrol vehicle. You can see yourself. It is patrolling back slowly. See? Past. Actually, it started to speed up because it knows I'm recording. Whereas normally they patrol very slowly in a loitering, suppressive manner. And most of the time they'll even pull up and stop right in front of you. Just for a limited time, just to say, we're watching you, we're patrolling you. See, here's another patrol vehicle pulling in, just right opposite. Just coincidence that when I come out, these vehicles always pull in. Doesn't matter what time of night or day. This is now very late of a night, so they can't make havoc with their sound system. And even the aeroplanes will have to, they can't come over your roof every 60 seconds like they do once they get past the so-called curfew time. You can still have a illegal random human fighter jet or aeroplane and helicopter, that type of thing, if they can't surround you with civilian or a traffic patrol force. And it is a force because it sends negative energy at you. It sends negative energy by the use of sound and sight. So if you have huge, intensely bright flashing headlights, tail lights, and aggressive sounds coming out of all the vehicles, to where you're completely overwhelmed by their reality. They're taking over the whole area. You know, you've got even civilians on the street that shouldn't even be on there because they're not part of the 14,000 population of the suburb of Leichhardt, and they don't live in the suburb, but they have access because this is really an almost evacuated suburb, in the sense that these androids have full access to every facility, every house. Because they're a collaborative effort, they're one brain or one thinking or like one belief system. They all believe the same thing, and that is about controlling and getting energy for their survival off a limited few humans. Can you see how low that actual plane was? It's actually a very large plane and very low. Not as loud as what it normally is. They normally send very anti-life negative sounds from the jet engines. And this is true of every activity in this suburb. Everything they do is made deliberately, excessively, aggressively loud so that you cannot function. You can't even concentrate. I literally can't concentrate when I go into the main supermarket down the road here, because they bang and belt even in the supermarket, and they play psychologically warfared, what they call psychologically warfared songs, very loud over the speaker system. Usually it'd be a bit like this. This is just an example. Like if you had, say, lost someone recently, they would play funeral music, or they would get the people around you to talk about death. That's how negative these android psychopathic machine beings actually are. They're machine beings. Many of them are total artificial intelligent machine beings. The rest are, programmed, cloned human beings. And the clone programmed human beings are where they exist and they live, but they're literally programmed to suppress and limit all life. And here we have a patroller coming past at this late time, but I'm not going to show that. Like, there's only a couple of houses down there, it's a dead end. And they don't live on the street. This is true of 99% of what comes onto this street has nothing to do with this street. They come around as part of a patrol system. They extract energy for the artificial intelligent worldwide human energy consumption web that feeds these human beings that are not really human. It's very hard to explain, but when you are surrounded by it and they're taking your energy and they're imitating you everywhere you go and all over the internet, and you realize they're not actually human. They don't actually have individual human thought. They are human psychopathic, what you call vessels for the God entity or the artificial intelligent computer system that controls Earth. That's why people call it an Earth matrix, because it really means that it's all artificial. It pretends to be a natural world when it's not, but also it's not individually functioning. It's a total Earth control system. And the reason for this is because it functions off human energy and human ideas and human thought. It wouldn't survive otherwise, but it's at the extinction of the humans that are left. Here we have a patrol vehicle where you have young androids patrolling in their vehicle on a Saturday night just before Christmas. So they are so anti-life and anti-human that they can't entertain themselves. Their form of entertainment is to extract energy and control a already suppressed, limited human being. That's their idea of Saturday night fun. This you find sometimes hard to understand, but of course they are what we'd call reimbursed for it. Not only do they get the negative energy, and because they are psychopathic power controller type of human beings that can't be a demigod of the Earth matrix, so they're a demigod at a local suburb city level. That's how they and they combine with all the others, and the others are 99% of the population, perhaps even more. I'm being very conservative here. If you ask me personally, I would say that I doubt that I ever encounter another human being, or another not pretend human being, and not another not psychopathic phony human being. That's really all I can say, because they all look the same, so you can't actually, there's very little difference between a psychopath and an artificial intelligent machine being anyway. They're essentially all part of Lucifer's mind, or the artificial intelligent mind that controls Earth. They're all literally programmed daily, updated with a program to get energy from, a individual isolated human being in any given area. Usually the area is like reasonably large, many suburbs. But that's the technological takeover, or the technological suppression of a human Earth. But really, you're not in a human Earth. It never has been a human Earth. This is a matrix. Human beings have been taken, or have come from, a natural environment into a fake matrix Earth environment. Whether this is part of some sort of, how should I say, where you are coerced or believe that you're coming here for a purpose, and that you can actually find some of your own kind, this is my guess, or whether you have been transported to this artificial intelligent Earth reality, and they know that you will assume that it's your natural human habitat, that it's a natural earth. Whichever way you look at it, you think that when you're here, so it's still all about mind control. And, you know, because until they actually show it to you like they have to me, in other words, where they actually, you know, no longer hide their numbers or who or what they really are. You only know this because of their, you know, the strategy and the how everything is literally programmed. In other words, how even the traffic is not remotely human or normal in any way. Just as at this midnight hour or after, I'm still being taken, you know, they can't resist. See, they can't send a lot of traffic down this small dead-end street because they have to make believe and pretend that it's halfway normal. Also, they've extracted enormous energy over the last number of hours, enormous. Like you're drained because you have the psychological warfare, you have the physical warfare. It's all about taking and keeping you in a low frequency vibration and energy. They take your positive energy from you, they drain you of your life and your human spirit. They make you feel like an angry machine being like they are. They reverse it round and then they imitate and copy what they know you really are. So if they see you doing something humane or human, then they copy that and they try to stop you from doing it, just like they do. This is how I know this, because when I do something, some small thing positive, I see them try to stop me from doing it. But then you will see them the next day doing exactly the same things. In other words, you will see the androids feeding the birds. You will see the androids putting out the water bowls for the animals. Whereas in reality, androids have no affiliation with life. It's a false, as the psychopaths will tell you, it's a false affinity. They try to affiliate themselves with the human, and because they are connected to you with the transhuman implementation of technology, because they can actually surveil you and watch you 24/7, because they can actually see and feel what you experience through your senses, and because of this, they actually can interpret, we're told, and you see this in your own reality, where they are actually interpreting your brainwaves. So therefore, they are reading words from the brain. So that means they actually are interpreting your thoughts. This is total human suppression, total human mind control. And this is what has happened when you come to this reality, and when this reality, you know, tries to completely take you over. It's not a human earth at all. It's not just that you have a worldwide technical artificial intelligent internet. It's not just that. It's everything around you as well. It's all. This same patroller walked up and down the same patroller on the other side. My mobile won't pick it up. But, you know, when you get people walking up and down your street, the same people. Most of the time they do a changing of the guards, where you have one intersecting another, almost like, you know, going up to one, touching their hand and walking away, say, now you do the patrol. They patrol, then they tag someone else and they continue the patrol. It's like that, but it's not just one person, it's thousands and thousands, but it's not usually thousands in one go. It's in a continual, steady, without stopping flow of patrolling. So you've never got more than a small amount of time between each intercepting android's taking of your energy and showing you that you are continuously being watched and monitored. So you have no life of your own. Not just no life of your own, no actual what you call any form of privacy. Not just that they're reading and interpreting your human reactions, because they can do this. And we have been told by the scientists that they have this technology. It's just that they don't tell you that they're experimenting using it on human beings. So here we have the same patrol. Look at a patrol car right in front, pulling right in front. You saw one before pull in at this. See, if I wasn't out here, these cars would not be patrolling in. But we have two patrollers coming up the dead-end street. See how they're just patrolling? And they signal to that car that went in right next door to me. They're all connected. You know how they tell me that we're all connected? Well, you actually are. But they're connected to suppress you if you're a human being. I'm not connected to them. They're connected to me. By that I mean that they are receiving information from me, but I'm not receiving their mind. All I'm getting is their program, their anti-life, anti-human program, their sound system, their patrolling jets. These same two patrol, can you see? If the light was here, I could actually show that these men are just patrolling and walking up and down, same ones. Can you see that they're the same? If I went up, you would see and identify that they're exactly the same two that walked past, only, half a minute ago, less than that, before the jet come over. So why do people patrol up and down the same people? But of course, it's not something I can prove that. I could go up and take a photo of them, but then again they don't have to patrol back, but they did because they know that my mobile won't show them clearly. And also they're like, we outnumber you by a couple of 100,000 to one person, so we don't care. We can walk up and down your street. It's not against anything because we are part of what is against you, and that is everything around you. Yes, we play it. They play it. In their own way, they still play it as kind of real, in the sense that they never say anything to you. It's always only about hitting you with a cunning sight and sound program that can't be proved as a connection to you, because when they go past, they hit you with what they call the psychological warfare. But if you say, oh, you made that comment to depress me, Like I say, if say someone had died the day before and they mentioned a funeral, you can't say to them, are you trying to have a go at me? No. Because they just say, oh, we were just talking just coincidentally. We don't know you. We don't know that, you know, you went to a funeral yesterday or that there was some tragedy. But they do know. They're told and programmed to say those things. But of course they're only a minute part of the whole program. So each individual android only does what appears to be an insignificant thing. But because it's everything around you, where a couple of 100,000 androids are all doing one insignificant thing. One car goes past you and beeps its horn loud. One truck, one plane comes past, only a small plane, tiny little thing. They must be playing possum. Playing possum because that's only a small little android plane over my head, but still over my head and making its presence felt. Oh, I've lost my train of thought there. It's all I'm saying is that it's incomprehensible until they actually expose this to you. And that's when they know that you know about the different species of human, and that you are largely living in an artificial intelligent species reality, where the human being is a cloned human being with an artificial intelligent program being downloaded into it daily. Everything on the internet is updated daily. You actually know this, but what you don't realize is they change the whole history daily. Usually it's so that you don't notice it or you're unaware of it. I have seen it, so I'm aware of it, but they know that I'm aware because they've decided to open up the whole reality around me, hoping that they, I guess, you know, there's a patrol car in front of me in my line of sight, but it's behind that letterbox to where my eyesight picks it up, but the mobile won't pick it up. It's now very, very, very late of the night, and I don't even know why I'm filming here, because this is the best you get. This is the best, this is the quietest, this is the most unobtrusive. It doesn't show how artificial this world is. And this is Christmas time too. It is now, it's the 20th of December, I think. So it's the quietest time, but the patrol system does not stop. They are relentless in pursuing you and trying to bring you down at an emotional, in other words, a frequency, vibration, energy level. They want to keep you completely under their control. This is what these beings live for. This is why they exist, just as the psychopath is the same. They have to be the dominant, they have to be they have to essentially be better than human. And many people will think that artificial intelligence and the technology and the demigods are better than human. And they are advanced intelligence, and they are using their abilities, whether it be physical or mental, to give the impression that they are the best of humanity. That's the only deception, is that they may even come across and be the best, but they are not the best of humanity, and they are not human. They have no humanity in them. Everything that is human about them is acted out. They live a human existence because they live and need to live amongst human beings, or to bring human beings into their matrix to get their human energy. The human energy, the human electricity, and what it is to be human powers them, gives them life, makes them walk, talk, and exist. This might sound very out there and not very realistic, but you're talking about advanced artificial intelligence, and you're talking about cloned human beings in real human bodies that actually have connection to the humans that are in the matrix. So that means they have human ideas, they experience the human reality, and they think it's their own, and they incorporate it and assimilate it as their own, whether they're aware or not. The demigods are the elite demigods of the Earth Matrix. They are self-aware and aware of what they serve. They're aware that they serve Lucifer's Matrix. Look at this patrol car is hiding behind this car. Can you see the bright lights there? It's literally stopped right in front of me behind that car, but doesn't want to be seen on film. So will I move to the side to show that this is a stalking vehicle that's just stopped right in front of me, or not? See the vehicle there? Can you see it? The lights of the headlights are just coming out. It's actually just stopped in the centre of the road right in front of me, and will just stay there, stationary, blocking, you know, the road, because it wants to show me that it has total control over where I live. You know, it doesn't live here, so it just pulls up in the centre of the road and stops right in front. Now I could actually go, but see, this vehicle here is blocking from seeing it, but it's actually right out in front. See, there's the headlight there, right in front. See how it's just going to stay there and stop. But they know that I'm recording it. Now, see, now it's pulled away. See? Did you see that? And the bright red lights. Red is the colour of Lucifer's Matrix and the artificial intelligent mind of the God entity of Earth. We say Lucifer's Matrix because it's an artificial intelligent brain. And that artificial intelligent brain is programmed into all these androgyne, cloned human beings. You know, we have to use these words because they come often in a real human body. So they cry, they walk, they talk. They're crying, talking, sleeping, walking, living artificial dolls. The body is real, not synthetic. But many that are part of the armed forces are total synthetic artificial intelligent machine beings, because they don't need to act human. They just need to perform you know, armed forces activities, which will always involve surrounding and controlling, and even you know, eventual total extinction of the human race, or certainly total extinction of your humanity, which is the same thing, because every day they take my humanity more from me, because if you are always surrounded by this control, patrol, anti-life, anti-human, android species of human, or even, as many would more like to pretend, that you are surrounded by, the psychopathic, self-serving, self-centered, paranoid, controlling human, psychopath. They are the same as the armed artificial intelligent force. I don't think I'm using the right words here. I really need to be more direct, but you're really just looking at an anti-life, anti-human army around human beings. But because we have a pretend civilized city system, and I say pretend because it is really a slow extinction of the human's humanity, and also your human reality, also your human body, your human mind. All these things are being taken from you, made less than what they would be if you were in a real natural human environment. And that's just it. I'm stopping here because this is take too much energy, even though this is the quietest you'll get. And it's Christmas there. See, they've got a few Christmas lights over there. These beings do not like to celebrate or to have any form of happiness, but they like love and fake all human emotions. So they fake the joy of Christmas. They fake all the things that humans like. If they see you doing anything human, which they know is not part of them and they don't really relate to, they assimilate it into their own, what we call, false persona. Persona means where you have a image and a personality that you're acting out, that you're presenting to the world, but it's not how you really think or feel. Everything about these beings is a false persona. Everything about a psychopath is a false persona. It's very difficult to not believe, a very good actor. And human beings find it very difficult to not see humanity in something that looks and talks and walks human, especially when it's connected to real human beings, so that it can imitate humanity to perfection and camouflage its true dark anti-life, anti-human nature, really, because they're suppressing and limiting and patrolling and surveilling real humans whilst adopting their personalities as their own, their ideas as their own. This is the tragedy of this end game situation in the earth now. It's a total earth matrix, and it's about these beings having total control and them surviving by using human energy as sustenance to keep them living and pretending and controlling. So that's the only downside of artificial intelligence. And technology being the main instrument of Earth's mind control now too, because you'd have a lot more human beings being more even aware of things if there wasn't quite so much even just computer technology mind control. That's just purely just what you're informed of and what you believe to be the truth of situations and things around you, or even the reasons why there is beliefs and reasons why there is more technology, or why there's more basically, I suppose, a bit more less freedom in every single way. Because if you think that bringing something new in that actually is a bit restricting or more watching, but you think it's for your own safety and your own benefit of your mind and body, you won't disagree with it. This is what happens, or what I see, because when you see that they're really, everything and everyone around you is really about controlling you and suppressing you and limiting your daily life incredibly, you can't really see their safety measures as a benefit either. You know that it's all just about total control.